A war that changed Europe forever. Europe in the 19th century was a battlefield of power struggles, shifting alliances, and rising nationalism. But few conflicts were as decisive as the Franco-Prussian War of 1870–1871. This was not just a war between two nations, it was the final step in the unification of Germany and a turning point that reshaped the balance of power in Europe. Stay with us as we unravel the epic story of strategy, betrayal, and a conflict that altered history forever. And if you're fascinated by history's greatest events, make sure to like this video and subscribe to the channel for more. The tension between France and Prussia. For years, France and Prussia had been on a collision course. France under Emperor Napoleon III was the dominant power in Europe, but Prussia, led by the cunning Otto von Bismarck, was rising fast. Prussia had already unified much of Germany through diplomacy and war, but to bring the southern German states into the fold, Bismarck needed one last push: a war with France. A cleverly manipulated diplomatic incident, known as the Ems Dispatch, would provide him with the perfect excuse to ignite the flames of war. The outbreak of war. In July 1870, France, believing its honor was at stake, declared war on Prussia. But what Napoleon III didn't realize was that Bismarck had already prepared for this moment. The Prussian army, backed by a well-organized network of German states, was ready for war. While the French expected a quick victory, they were soon overwhelmed by the superior tactics, logistics, and discipline of the Prussian forces. The war had begun, and France was about to face its greatest humiliation. The battles that shook a nation. The war quickly turned against France. In a series of devastating battles, the Prussian-led German forces outmaneuvered and crushed the French army. The Battle of Sedan was the most decisive. Napoleon III himself was captured, bringing an end to the Second French Empire. The news of his capture sent shockwaves through France, leading to the fall of the monarchy and the rise of the Third Republic. But the war was far from over. The Siege of Paris, a city under fire. With Napoleon III gone, France refused to surrender. The new government rallied its forces and attempted to fight back, but the Prussians had already advanced deep into French territory. By September 1870, Paris was under siege. For months, the city endured relentless bombardment, starvation, and suffering. The French fought bravely, but their resistance was futile. By January 1871, Paris fell, and France had no choice but to surrender. The birth of the German Empire. With France defeated, Bismarck achieved his ultimate goal. On January 18, 1871, inside the Hall of Mirrors at the Palace of Versailles, the German Empire was officially proclaimed, with King Wilhelm I of Prussia crowned as emperor. This was a moment of triumph for Germany, but a bitter humiliation for France. The war had redrawn the map of Europe and shifted the balance of power for decades to come. A legacy of resentment. The Franco-Prussian War left deep scars. France was forced to cede the territories of Alsace and Lorraine to Germany, a loss that would fuel resentment and become one of the key causes of World War I. Meanwhile, Germany emerged as a powerful, united empire, ready to challenge Britain and France on the global stage. The war had ended, but its consequences would echo throughout history. History's lessons and your thoughts. The Franco-Prussian War was more than just a military conflict. It was a turning point that shaped modern Europe. It was a war of strategy, ambition, and nationalism that led to the rise of a new superpower. What do you think was the most significant impact of this war? Let us know in the comments below. And if you enjoyed this deep dive into history, don't forget to like this video and subscribe to the channel. More incredible stories from history are coming your way.